cool. Hi, everybody. This is Vladimir Akuna. I'm international best-selling author of Bible of the Masterminds, and we have Norman Gräter here with his soon-to-be New York Times best-selling and international best-selling book, Becoming Gräter. Hi, Norman.
Hi, Vladi. Nice to be here.
Nice to be here as well. Okay, so I would do a quick introduction, and because Norman has so many beautiful titles that we would be spending here probably half an hour. But for me, the best one is he's a game changer for financially independent entrepreneurs and that want to leave the ripple effect, but do not know how. And he is a brilliant coach. I personally would say he is one of the top ones. I've been really learning amazing stuff from him. And he's a 3-star European champion in public speaking. He's 5-star or 5-starness speaker, specialized in bringing enthusiasm and fascination into the world of joy of the work and entrepreneurs. And many, many great things in my enlightenment body. And he's gonna introduce his amazing book to us. I'll leave it to you.
Sounds like a good plan. I like that. And you know what's so fascinating about all those titles? Sometimes we as humans tend to forget that we already have achieved something in life. And it's not about the titles. It could be small things. You made a cake for the kids, or you brought a smile into someone's face. And we tend to forget that. We always look at the moment and we're dissatisfied and we're disconnected from the goal. And we step over so many little things. And while you read that, I was reminded of one of my talks I had a couple years ago. And the general manager introduced me with all the titles. And he spoke to over 400 superstars. And I was so in my zone that I just listened to his words. And at the end, when he was finished, I thought, oh my gosh, what a brilliant human being must come on this stage. So I was totally excited, like I was in the audience. And then I heard my name. And I almost I shook and thought, oh my God, that's me. I totally forgot. And then I moved up and thought, oh, all right. So we always need to remember the things that we have achieved, where we made others happy, because this is what it's all about. It's about self-love, self-worth, self-joy, and to make the best out of it.
That's true. I always said that. I remember Earl Nightingale talking about success is a successful mother who changes a baby's diaper. And he carries on. Beautiful. Tell us what motivated you to write the book. And your beautiful method, which is called AnkeR method. I love that name.
Yes, thank you for this beautiful question. Got me totally off the hook. What motivated me to write a book back then? I think the motivation back then was to bring the method that I had in my corporate speeches just into a book, because very often people approached me and said, do you have a book, or can I have the script or the PowerPoint or whatever? And I thought a book might solve this issue. So this was the main trigger. And then I wrote the book on a cruise ship, you know.
Nice.
As you know,
you love cruise ships.
And while we were sitting on board, it was in the Caribbean, so we had our anchor out very often because we could not go ashore because the beaches were too tiny and the ship was too big. I thought about a method, and the method had a different name before. And I realized that some people just did not understand the word, because the word anchor is like an acronym. Every letter of the word ANKER stands for New World, and I will go into that in a second. And then anchor appeared in my mind. I thought it's true, because what we all want to do on this path of personal self-development, we want to change the course of our boat or of our ship. We say, you know, the direction I sail or ride at, it does not fulfill me anymore. So you have to change course. And the best way to do that is to stop the ship, basically in a harbor, to send the crew home for half a year and say, we readjust the whole boat and then we go on again. And as we all know that in our life, this just does not work. We cannot tell the kids, you know, I'm gone for half a year. You cannot tell the dog, you know, feed yourself now for 6 months. and the husband and the wives and the friends and your work. You cannot do that. And I realized when you throw the anchor overboard, it slows down your speed of the boat. Of course, if it goes to the ground, your ship will stop. But if you just throw it overboard and let it loose in the water, it just slows us down. And this usually helps also to get into a new direction. And that's why I picked the anchor. This was the official version. There's an emotional version behind it as well, but maybe we speak about that later. And the anchor method is basically about those 5 letters, AnkeR. And to touch them very brief, the A stands for action. If you don't take action, if you don't make the first step, you will never end up in the finish line. You need to make the first step. At a movie, the same. As long as the director does not scream, action, nobody moves. Or they move in different directions, but not controlled action. So action is the first thing. N stands for new way. Of course, it makes sense if you scream action that you don't go the same way you have been on before, unless you want to have the same results. Most of us want to have different results, so we need to go into a new direction. The K in anchor is the key factor, and this is persistence. You need to stay on this path. Is it hard? I don't want to call it hard. I just want to say it's not too common yet. It's like bike riding or learning to drive a car. In the beginning, it's very uncommon and unfamiliar. And still, we did not throw the towel after driving a car one day and saying, it's too complicated with this mirror, and there's a mirror and another mirror, looking over the shoulder and the handbrake and the gear and the shift and the steering wheel and so many things, the blinker and the windshield wipers and all those things. No. I stay in my house. No, it's not working. So we stayed persistent. We stayed constantly on this new road. And then comes E into position of the anchor, and E stands for emotion. And we both know that if you don't act with an emotion from within, something is missing. It's just not joyful. So why should life be without any emotion and fun and joy? And the R is just a result. So if you follow AnkeR, you have a new result. And that's basically the method in a nutshell. And the book is, of course, more in details how you can achieve those 5 steps.
I love that. I really love that. That's brilliant. So this your method you're using in your coaching as well, right? I love the persistence. Actually, is a huge part of any success. Really, if you persist, you just get the very you like. And you are making a movie as well. I love the name The Dream. I mean, The Dream. It's just like it talks for itself, doesn't it? Tell us about your movie, Norman.
The movie is basically about parts of course, of the anchor method is part of the movie. Otherwise, it's part of my life. And as the movie is about my life, it's also about the method. And it is there and it will be there to show people that there is another way out there. It's not just looking at the frustrating things and the things you don't like and at the things that bother you. You want to look at the things that fascinate you. And our friend Peggy McCall has this lovely sign, what would you love?
Yes.
And this is basically one of the main questions asked in the movie. And of course, we use my life story as a background that people can relate to something, as we always need a story of someone. So we use mine, that they really ask themselves, what would I love? And to conclude the money in one sentence, and I give away the biggest secrets, what the money is all about. It's about doing something that makes you more happy. And it does not need to be the big stuff. It can be the little things. So if you just start today doing something that makes you truly happy, your day was enriched, your day was enlightened, your day was more beautiful, rather than only doing things that other people like. So always go after that. And yeah, we put that in a movie and attract millions and billions of watchers around the globe. Then we have a tour attached to that, a live tour where you can experience me on stage and get more emotionally involved with music and pyro and inspirational talk. And then people hopefully decide to go a different way that makes them even more happy. And I'm the first stepstone, I want to say, for them to make this action work, to take this first step, and then hopefully continue walking until they are as happy as they can be.
I love that you said that. And you know, it always comes to people's choice. We have a choice. And I also love I'd love you to show the picture of the new and old world. I love the analogy of like how when you want a different result, you have to put more in. And that's why I hear loads from people saying, oh, but all these people, you know, all these great results they have, but I can't get that. And the motivating people like you, and actually, you know, you follow people with results and you walk the walk and talk the talk. So it's really easy. And I'm going to say easy now. I didn't always think it's easy, but if you follow someone who's actually gone through it, which you clearly have, it's how much easier it is if you follow, if you're coachable and make a decision.
You need to be coachable, absolutely. And I'll show you the two worlds in a second.
Yeah.
I just got reminded by one beautiful sentence out of a great book, Working with the Law. And you know, I'm always a reader and having quotes and stuff. And I'm not quoting my book, but Working with the Law. And there it says, we are sacrificing every day of our lives, whether we want to or not, whether we know it or not. No matter what we want of life, we have to give up something in order to get it. And it goes so well together with what you just shared and what people don't realize. The thing they have to give up is their life, because you only have a limited amount of lifetime.
Yes.
So whatever you choose to do and choose not to do yet takes part of your lifetime. And this is my big mission, to say, I want to bring people closer to this thought, to say, if you're already trading your life versus your job, your relationship, your friendships, your whatever you do in the world, Netflix, HBO, Facebook, just be sure that the trade is a good one, because you're not just trading in 1 hour of your time. It's 1 hour of your lifetime. And for no money in the world, you get it back. And this brings me to the two worlds.
Yeah,
this
I love that.
That I saw roughly 2012, 2013 during a lecture in London. And the lady described very well, there's a new world and there's an old world. And you basically choose if you want to be part of the new world or the old world. So it's by your thinking, by your actions. Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? And one other audience members asked the question, and he asked, so if I'm part of the new world and this old world will go down, egoistic driven, only me, only more, don't care how many lives or nature it costs. If this goes down, can I take friends or family onto the new world with me, like piggyback and say, they belong to me? And she said, no, every person has to decide for themselves. And that's where I realized, I personally, when I saw this picture, I said, this is why I'm here for. I'm here to bring as many people from here to over there. I cannot carry them on my shoulders. I cannot give them a free ticket. The only thing I can give them is inspiration. And the show that I planned for 6 years was part of that. And now the movie is part of that. And, you know, I was playing so small for so long and thinking in my limited way of thinking and step by step. And at one point, Phil Goldfine, the producer of the movie, said, you know, that this movie at one point will have reached over 1 billion people because a movie is made for eternity. The movie will never, ever go away anymore. It's not that you watch it and it's gone, like a Facebook post or something. It will be there. It's available. And I realized that, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm coming closer to achieve and reach my mission through the movie. And yeah, it's so exciting every day.
It is. I love what you said about the making the new world. That reminds me a story of Bob Proctor, actually, where he said, it's the vacuum law of prosperity. If you do not make space for something new, you're literally blocking the new to come to you unless you get rid of the old. he, funnily enough, was talking about Oscars. He said, make a space on a shelf. Where are you going to put it? And it's the same with sofa. He said, you want a new sofa? I love them. Favorite. I'm glad you showed that, because that is part of you, you know, it always comes with you.
Absolutely.
Should be sitting on your chair, actually, behind you. And he said, like, if you get rid of the old sofa, the new one will automatically come, because you need to sit on something, so you make it happen faster.
Yes.
And it's so
Make
true.
space in your closet if you're alone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no space for people to move in. And it's similar to everything. If I hold my past and probably my future, or some people only hold their past, how many hands do I have available for my right now and for something new? Nothing. I say I would take it, but you know, I cannot hold it. I'm so busy complaining about my past and about the neighbors and about whoever. No, get rid of that. Make space, like you just said. I totally agree.
I love what you're doing. I love your mission, and thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming and talking about everything.
Absolutely.
I want everyone to follow you and your beautiful dream, because it's really impacting. I can already see you as a superstar, so you know that. I'm sure everyone else does. And you're really a beautiful soul, bringing a beautiful impact on the world. So thank you.
My pleasure. I thank you that I can share it even more into this world and help people just by becoming greater.
I love that. And I love it matches your name. I should have mentioned it at the beginning.
Yes. Yeah, it was also different in the beginning. I wrote Gräter like you would write great, Greater. And for the non-Germans, the A with the 2 dots, you would spell it Graeter. So the A and the E are just upside down.
Upside down.
Opposite from greater in the meaning of bigger, more fascinating. And again, I was playing small. I wrote it like greater, be more gigantic, EA. And at one point, I think after a talk I had with someone, I realized, no, I put my name in it. Because now my name makes even more sense. And English-speaking people automatically read greater if they don't understand the 2 dots, as they read the A as a greater. And that's another thing, just supporting people to say, hey, you are big enough to have your name in the title. But it's my name and nobody will get it. A lot of stupid chit-chat in your mind. No.
You know, you
brave,
just
be bold and go for it.
And you just brought something to me. It was when people change the thinking and start asking the right question, which actually I have from you, is when you say, what is it costing me not to do this? What is it costing me? Not asking how much is it, but what is it costing you not to actually change your life? It's the different question, and it's just different results.
Yeah, and it gets even more weird if you think about it. So many people do stuff to please their neighbors, to please their family, to please their employers, to make them happy. Especially mothers love to do that. Please their children, they're number one.
Yes.
And the main question is, I've heard that.
Guilty.
The main question is it okay that I supposedly, because I don't know it if the others are more happy or not, if I supposedly make the other one happy, but my energy, my vibration stays low.
Yes.
What kind of trade and bargain am I doing here? So I do something that keeps me in a low vibration for somebody else to be maybe happy. It's like looking at the neighbors' houses and realizing, oh, they have solar panels on the roof. So, oh, we're the only house that has non-solar panels. So let's get solar panels. Then, like we are part of the group. But that's just in our mind. We have never asked the neighbors, because the opposite could happen, that the neighbors say, oh, no, they're getting that as well. Of course, they saw it with us, you know. They only do stuff that other people do. So you think you do something right, but at the end, the only person you can please is you.
Is you. It's true.
Always choose what makes you happy. That's why it's what would you love, not what would
I love that. You know, I love that. And I just say the last thing is I've just signed up myself for this physical transformation 60. I paid anything I could. And I was thinking, all the classes you pay for kids, actually, it's okay. I never really question it. Tennis here and gymnastics there and swimming there, you know, like all this. And when it came to me, I was always like, no, I can't do this, you know, like I have to pay all the kids' classes. I'm just not going. Well, change that and it feels really good.
Change that. And I think probably that's a good point to give out to the audience right now. What can I do right now? Do something that makes you happy.
You happy.
Invest in you. If it's an ice cream, if it's a course, if it's a movie ticket, whatever makes you happy in this very moment. And don't look at the money, and don't look what others might think, and they think, oh, you're selfish. Yeah, if they think you're selfish, then let them think that. Then their life is so boring that they're only into other people's lives. But you will only get to more joy and freedom when you follow your heart and not somebody else's heart. And you don't want to reach their goals, you want to reach your goals and your true heart purpose. And that's what we are all about. And that's what we are here for, to support you, basically, to get closer step by step and be the greatest version of yourself.
Love that. Well, your method's helping me as well. So, you know, I'm sure it's going to impact the world. But it's beautiful. Thank you so much, Norman. Really love having you.
My pleasure. Thank you for your time, Vladi.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.